Just before 1974, I was working for Lancashire Health and Welfare, which became Lancashire Social Services, the year 1973. And I was seconded onto a social work course for the duration of 74 and 75. So the early part of 74, I was employed by Lancashire County Council. Then Wigan Borough was created in April of 74. I became their employee, although I was actually studying at Preston Polytechnic for a diploma in social work, and the certificate of qualification in social work, which was the main qualification at that time. Because I was employed by Lancashire Health and Welfare, which then became Social Services, prior to the actual creation of Metropolitan Borough, we had to do an awful lot of file sorting, because I was employed, yes, by Lancashire County Council, but we were actually based in Wigan. And because services were so split between different authorities, rural district councils, urban district councils, we had records that covered quite a wide area around Wigan itself. We had nothing to do with Wigan Borough, as it was then. We covered the areas around. So one of the first things I remember in the office was having to sort through all the dead files, because all the closed files had to go off to, some went to St Helens, some came over to what would be the Lee office, some went to Int's office, Standish, etc. So it was a huge exercise just to sort out the closed files before we even started as Wigan Borough. Well, to me it made sense, because I know when I worked for, say, Lancashire County Council, we had to deal with Hindley Urban District Council, and there was a different one that covered Shevington and Standish Lower Ground, one for Standish, one for Abram. So to me it made sense to create a larger authority that could take a more holistic view when it came to planning and developing services within the Wigan area. I didn't have any fears as such then, because it seemed like a good idea. Because as I say, I was aware. I mean, Lancashire Health and Welfare, it covered bits around of Wigan, and it also covered things like the district nurses and the health visitors, because only when social services were created did they actually move into the NHS. So it seemed a good idea to get people together, and people who were very close, say only half a mile. You know, one authority was a different one, and half a mile away it was totally another authority. It seemed a sensible idea to get them together to actually, I say, plan services, economies of scale, and all kinds of things that could be gained by doing that.